Clap your hands, clap your hands. Listen to a story and clap your hands. Snap your fingers, snap your fingers. Listen to a story and snap your fingers. What else can you do? Say hurrah! Say hurrah, say hurrah. Listen to a story and say hurrah! Because today I'm going to tell you a story that is taking us into the jungle. Have you seen? You may have gone to the zoo, but have you gone to the jungle? What animals do you see in the jungle? Wow! Can you recognize those animals? And the name of the story is Simba Learns to Roar. Well, the story starts with Simba's father. Simba's father, the big lion in the jungle, had a very loud roar. Everyone in the jungle heard the roar and were scared. But Simba? He was very different. Every time his father called him and asked him to show his roar, this is what Simba would do. I'm ready, Daddy. Let me show you my roar. Roar! What? What is that? Simba, that's not a roar. Come on, louder. Okay, Daddy, I'll try again. Roar! Simba, that will not do. You see, Simba's father wanted him to roar with a loud voice, but Simba just could not do that. He thought about it. Simba's father thought about it and said, I know, I have to get you a good teacher to teach you how to roar. And so he clapped his paws and called for the biggest animal in the forest. Who is that? The elephant, of course. He came trooping up and said, Yes, sir, I will teach little Simba to roar. And he took Simba to another side of the forest and made him stand in attention. Simba, now you have to do just like I say. Put your legs together, stand straight, take a deep breath and lift your trunk. Oh, Simba does not have a trunk. Only elephants have a trunk. I forgot. No trunk. Lift your paw and go. Now Simba loved this so much. He put his paw up and made all kinds of noise. He loved being an elephant, not roar like a lion. He enjoyed his class so much. He came back to his father and said, Daddy, I have learned to roar. Let me show you. And his father was delighted. Yes, show me what you can do. Simba lifted his paw and did. What? Of course, the father lion was not happy at all. That's not a roar. You are making a sound like an elephant. Now I have to find somebody else to teach you. Who can I call? I will call the very clever wolf to teach you. And so he clapped his paws and called the wolf. Now Mr. Wolf was very, very scared to be called by the lion. He tightened his tie, cleared his throat and stood in front of the lion. Yes, your majesty, Mr. Lion, I will teach Simba to roar. He too took Simba to a corner of the forest and he didn't know where to start. How do I teach a lion to roar? Simba, tell me, help me. The wolf asked Simba for help, and Simba was such a happy lion. He just said, I don't know, Mr. Wolf, sir, you can teach me what you do. Why don't you teach me how you make a sound? Now this seemed like a good idea for Mr. Wolf, so he put his head up and said, every time I see the moon in the sky, I do "Oh." You can do that, Simba? Of course, Simba just loved it. He put his head up and did "Oh." He came back and told his father, I have it, Daddy. I know how to roar. Let me show you. Of course, Mr. Lion, Daddy was very happy. He said, show me, Simba. How can you roar like a lion? Simba put his head up and went, Ow! Well, Daddy was not happy at all. Simba, that's not a roar. You are howling like a wolf. Now what do? I need to find somebody who can teach you. Somebody who looks like a lion perhaps, who can teach you. I have it. The cat. That is the closest that can look like a lion. I'm sure he can teach you how to roar. And so he went and called the cat. You may wonder how a little cat was not frightened. It was the lion. Meow. Of course, it stood very far away from the lion and shook its head and nodded its head and did only shaking its head. It could not even speak to the lion. Simba went with Mr. Cat to learn how to roar. Of course, you know. What did the cat teach Simba? No, not what you think. It didn't teach him to meow. It taught him to drink milk and sleep nicely. Simba came back into the forest to his father, and this time he knew he had not learned to roar. He looked at his father with guilty eyes and said, I learned. I love milk, Daddy. What? What have you done? Simba! Poor Mr. Lion, poor Daddy Lion, just did not know what to do now. He wanted to give up. I cannot teach you to roar. All it takes is a sound from the bottom of your belly. Of course, when Mr. Lion made that sound, when Daddy Lion made that sound, the whole jungle was scared. But that sound was just not coming in Simba's mouth. It was just not coming for him. Until one day, the clouds gathered in the sky, and slowly into the forest came a hunter. The hunter was looking to catch an animal, and this was where he had come, into the jungle where lived Simba and his family. The hunter looked here and there. His gun was ready. He didn't know that there was somebody else watching him, also ready. You know who that is. Yes, Simba. Simba saw the hunter, and immediately he became alert. He stood up straight and knew that this was danger. The hunter had a gun, and he knew that was danger. It could kill. And this was not something Simba wanted. He became alert, stood up straight, took a deep breath, and from the bottom of his stomach, pulled up his breath and roared. So loudly did Simba roar. Not only did all the animals get scared and realize it was a warning and hide themselves, the hunter dropped his gun and ran from there, never to come back into this forest where there was this huge lion that could roar so loudly. Phew! The hunter is gone. The hunter is gone. Simba was happy. He ran. He ran back to his father and told him, I roared. You heard me. I roared. Yes, Simba. Yes, I heard. My dear son. I realized when the time was right, you will find your roar. Simba the lion has learned to roar. Yay! Well, that is a wonderful story about Simba learning to roar when the time is right. Thank you for listening. This story I read in a book from CBT. Hope you enjoyed it.
www.kalkionline.com